New knots are forming in U.S.-China ties that have been tangled by a war of words over alleged spy balloons. Authorities in Beijing now calling for a thorough investigation into what they say is a string of incursions into their airspace by American high-altitude balloons.
自去年以来，具体的说，自去年5月以来，美方未经中国相关部门批准，在美国本土放飞多个高空气球，持续进行全球环行，至少10多次非法飞越中国以及相关国家的领空。美方应当对此进行彻查，给中方作出解释。
This comes as the U.S. unveils the materials it collected from the Chinese balloon it downed earlier this month. Search crews found significant debris from the site, including sensors and electronic pieces. FBI agents are now examining it all. Well, international concern has been growing over what some see as China's surveillance balloon program. Japan accusing Beijing of flying objects its waters near the southwestern region of Kyushu last January. And for more, CNA's Olivia Xiong, she joins us live now from Beijing. Olivia, the U.S. is looking into all that recovered debris. China is saying that Washington has been using balloons since last year. Beijing also vowing to protect Chinese businesses following the latest U.S. blacklist. Doesn't seem like tensions cooling down anytime soon.
Absolutely not, Ateli. It seems like this war of words is just continuing. Today, China calling on the U.S. to conduct an investigation, saying that it owes an explanation for Beijing's latest allegations that the U.S. has flown these balloons, it says, over China and other countries on at least 10 occasions. Now it says from May last year. That's a slight change from the timeline it gave yesterday, as it said this had taken place from January last year. China making this accusation for the first time yesterday, more than a week since the U.S. shot down what it alleges to be a Chinese spy balloon over its airspace. Overnight, though, we heard the White House National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby reject China's latest accusation, saying that the U.S. is, quote, not flying surveillance balloons over China. But when the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson was pressed on the difference in these narratives, he chose to sidestep the questions. He also did not provide more details when asked whether there were photos of any evidence of these balloons flying over Chinese territory, as it has claimed, or for more details about the balloons it says the U.S. has flown into its airspace, or where exactly it had detected these balloons. Have a listen.
刚才呢，我已经表明了相关的立场。你的问题呢，建议你向美方去问、去了解，恐怕更合适。美方应当对此作出解释。
Now, Olivia, separately, Wang Yi, he's going to be visiting Europe, including Russia. What can we expect from that trip?
Well, the Foreign Ministry has not provided any specific details on the agenda of Mr. Wang, who is China's top diplomat, on his trip to Europe. But one of the things we will be looking out for is whether a meeting is on the cards with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference in Germany in just a few days, as some multiple media outlets, in fact, have been reporting. Chinese Foreign Ministry not confirming this just yet, but this comes after Mr. Blinken's highly anticipated visit to China had been postponed after this entire balloon saga, a trip that was expected to help both sides manage their tensions and differences. But besides this, the potential meetup and Mr. Wang's trip to Europe, including to Russia, does come at a sensitive time as we are approaching the 1-year mark of Moscow's invasion invasion of Ukraine. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said Mr. Wang will be speaking at this International Security Forum in Germany, where he will explain Beijing's position on pressing international issues, it says. But when asked if he would have a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin during his trip to Russia today, the Foreign Ministry would not provide any further details. But this could possibly pave the way for Chinese President Xi Jinping to make a visit to Moscow later in the year, as the Russian ministry has announced. But all this, we know, also comes as China continues to face pressure from the West over its stance to, so far, still choosing not to condemn Russia's war in Ukraine.
Many thanks for that report. CNA's Olivia Xiong speaking to us from Beijing.